I grew up in Denmark, in the north of Denmark. Both my parents are musicians, and a lot of people in my family are artists and work somehow with creative things. I was kind of looking for something creative to do when it was time to figure out what kind of job I should have. And I came across glassblowing, and I thought it looked amazing. It was almost magical to watch the people work with glass, and I thought that could be something for me to do. I love blowing glass. I think it's a very lively material, and I like the way that things start here and ends relatively shortly after, compared to ceramics, where you turn it and then you burn it and then you burn it again and then you glaze it. It's a long process. The process for blown glass is relatively short. It can be frustrating sometimes that you can never step back and look at it, but for an impatient person like me, it's also a good thing. Well, of course, I come from a background in studying Venetian glassblowing, and almost everything I do is technically based on Venetian glassblowing in terms of the cane and the murrini and all the elements that I use in my work. However, tried to make my work not look Venetian, but it's been a very big challenge for me to learn how to master techniques, and then it's been an equally big challenge to figure out how to put them away or how to find my own voice through these techniques. And I think, or I hope, that my work looks Danish rather than Venetian or Scandinavian. I know that I grew up with Scandinavian design, which in short is about simplicity and clean shape. I'm looking for a lot of different details in the glass. That opens up a whole world of small details. But I try to use it in a Scandinavian way, in the way that I still look for simplicity somehow. I don't use a lot of color usually. I try to have my shapes simple, clean, and I'm more interested in the small detail that in the right context is elegant and interesting, hopefully. I dream about refined details in as much clear glass as possible. Maybe that's my Danish upcoming, or maybe that's the seeking for a simplicity. But it's never so that I wake up in the morning and I run over to the studio and I have a completely new idea. It's less romantic than that, actually. The process is slow. It's basically just about refining what I did yesterday and keep trying to make it better. Trying to cultivate small things that appear right in front of me, actually. And that whole thing about being creative and productive is a tricky one. Sometimes it's so easy, sometimes it happens very fast, and sometimes it won't move at all for a long period. And it's something I thought a lot about. What is it that needs to be there around me? What kind of mood do I have to be in? What kind of facilities do I need to have a productive and creative environment? And that's a tricky one. I think it's a tricky one for all creative people. Well, to be selected for residency at the studio is a big honor, I think. The studio has all the resources I can think of. There's color furnaces, holds a lot of glass. There is everything I can think of. It's always difficult to work in a new studio, but actually it's not so much here. The studio is really well equipped, and there is all the help you need. So it's been very easy to work here, actually. There's all the knowledge you can want in both cold working and in the hot studio. I feel very well supported here by everyone.